Good morning, everyone. Let's take a couple deep breaths as we center ourselves. Let's expand our solar plexus energy. Make it as big as you know directions. Now make it 6 feet bigger than you know directions. Good job. And as you're in your beautiful bubble, I want you to go inside of you and feel, sense how your body's doing. Of course, you can always ask your body, how you doing? But see, if you don't ask, just by you thinking it, your body will tell you. The innate is always there to give answers back. And ask what you can contribute to it today. Good job. Let's go into our hologram. If your hologram is open, go ahead and step into it. If the hologram is closed, go ahead and open it. The button's right in front of you. And step into the hologram. As you step into the hologram, you are in a clearing. It's green, covered with green grass, but you're just in a clearing. At one side, it is kind of like a cliff. And on the other sides, there's big, tall trees. And there's also bamboo. Around the clearing. And there is a big rock, big rock. A boulder, I would say. And when you climb the boulder's probably what, 10 feet tall? When you climb up on the boulder, you get to see far into the horizon, where the sea and the sky meets. Because you're looking seaward. And you can hear the waves way down there. But you can also hear the water running from, it's not a river, but it's not a creek. It's between a river and a creek. And there's a cascade that comes down. So right now you're surrounded by water, by wood, by earth, by air. And the dragons carry the fire. And of course, as soon as they sense you here, they have to come and visit you. The 4 dragons, your dragons. As you're sitting here on this 10-footer boulder, the dragons approach you just to greet you. The dragon of the north, the dragon of the south, the dragon of the east, and the dragon of the west. Each one has a different personality. And here they're putting themselves in a position where it's a flanking position, a protective position. Because at the edge of the woods, there is a figure. About 8 to 9 feet tall. About 4 feet wide, shoulders width. The arms reach a little bit below the knee. And he walks kind of funny. It looks bipedal, human. But as it comes closer, you can tell that this being is wearing fur. It's not wearing clothes at all. It's got about a 5-inch nails, if you call these nails. And the face looks like a dog, like a wolf. So the dragons are cautious. First time this individual is approaching. He must be of the light, because nothing that's not of the light is allowed to be here. That's the number one rule. But friend or foe, the dragons are there for protection. So as the individual gets closer, it's amazing to watch him walk. And as he walks, his eyes are reflecting. Because it's daylight, they look yellow. But sometimes they kind of shine. And his mouth has very sharp teeth. Probably double the teeth of a regular dog. And it's kind of, you know how dogs do the thing where they move their head to one side and the other when you talk to them? As he looks at you with your dragons around you, it's curious. How can a human have dragons? Or does the human have the dragons, or do the dragons have the human? It's inquiry. But seems like the humans have the dragons because the dragons back are to the humans, to the human. So just by that, by knowing that about the animal kingdom, this being knows that the dragons are guarding that being on the boulder. And it's curious as to why. How can a human have 4 dragons? And it's a question of amazement, not really expecting an answer, because things are what they are. Weird things are seen in the wild all the time. And now, if you look around at the edge of the trees and the bamboo and all that stuff, you can see other silhouettes out there. And they're all just waiting to see what happens. A new species is introducing itself to us. You might recall that in Egypt, there are hieroglyphics of men with dog faces. And they're said to be the guardians of the underworld, so that nothing from the underworld comes over and hurts us. They're not here to protect us, by the way. That is their job. That is what they're for. Protectors between this world and the other world. This species called the dogman. It walks on 4 legs, but it can also be bipedal, like the one we're seeing right now. We all came in peace. What say you, stranger? And now it's tilting its head because I'm talking to it. But more than anything, it's impressed that the dragons are here. And it cannot really talk, but it does communicate telepathically. If you're here in peace, you may stay. Otherwise, you have to go. And he nods. He understands. He's not understanding what I'm talking to him. He's understanding the energy. Energy is the first language of everything. You are welcome to stay. Now everybody else come out. And he turns around and he looks around. We have beings of all different races. We have Urmas. We have tall whites. We have even Grace. We have all the other humanoid type. Arcturians. We have other races here. They all are looking at him. Not because he's here to hurt anybody, but because this is the first time someone of its kind has made contact. And his surprise is apparent. Don't worry, you're safe in this place. You're safe. From little bunnies that have antlers to the big guy who they battle with all the time. He's seeing the mix of entities here, of beings. And he sees beyond what's in front of him. He's able to see thermally, and he's able to see energy. And he can tell that everybody here is of the light and just friends gathering together to have fun. So, if anybody would like to volunteer to introduce our friend here to others, that'll be greatly appreciated. And in steps up Nico, our Bigfoot. Of course, a lot of times there's clashes between Dogman and Bigfoot, but not our Bigfoot. Our Bigfoot here has no bone to pick with Dogman. Not at this time. Not with this one. It's a little bit, it feels kind of like when you go to a networking event and you don't know anybody there. That's how surprised he is. And of course, the Urmas are very intimidating to me because they are 9-footers. But then this dogman is also 8-9-footer specimen. But at the same time, something he doesn't see every day. Thank you, my little dragons. Thank you. You did a good job. Have fun now, okay? And go ahead and mingle with everybody. Chat as to how it's going. The first week of summer, we had extreme heat. Finally, I said enough. Call on the elements and ask them for cool weather to be brought to the area. Last night we had a storm. And this morning the weather is cool. As a matter of fact, right now we're at 64 Fahrenheit with partly cloudy day. I didn't do it earlier. I didn't want to impose what I wanted on others. But I said enough is enough. Too many people were having a hard time with it. I didn't do it. I just asked. Remember? Ask and you shall be given. All I did was ask. So, mingle. How was your first week of summer? And next week, by this time next week, I believe, we're going to be in July. How does it get any better? Hmm? Yeah. And as you see all these friends gathered here, we have people from all over, beings from all over, because not everybody here is human. It's fascinating to me. We found ourselves somehow or other, and now we get together with all of us. Usually the people that you find to do things with are people that you've met before. You get someplace and you just automatically you feel like you belong there. That's how it feels right now. Like this is family. You look different. I look different. They look different. We all look different. But we're family. Doesn't matter how tall you are, doesn't matter how big you are, doesn't matter how beautiful or how different you look. Because beauty can be found anywhere you look. Same as ugliness. If you're looking for ugliness, you'll find it. If you're looking for beauty, you'll find it. You look around, everybody's having fun. Things are changing and they're changing fast. And you being you is creating that change. You being you is what's doing it. See, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just be you. Because your thoughts, your words, your actions have an impact. You just don't see what an impact it has because we are not able to see that. But if I tell you that the impact you have every time you have a thought, every time you say something, every time you take action, that these waves come out and influence others to do the same. You will probably call me a liar. See, if you forgive someone, it kind of goes in ripples. And others get onto that, ride that ripple. Kind of like getting onto that wave if you're a surfer. It goes through all time and space for others to get on that wave and to mimic what you've done with forgiveness. Same thing if you show compassion, you show gratitude, you whatever intention you have, when you have intention of peace. This is what we have right now. So many different beings. Peace reigns. If we can have peace among these different races, are we races or are we something else? I wonder. If we can, a species, if we can have peace between all these different species, there's a possibility that we can have peace on Earth. What say you? Why not? And with that, let's get back to our bubble. See you guys later. See you next week. Have a good one. See you, dragons. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And once we're back in our bubble, let's take a couple deep breaths as we come back to the present. And when you're ready, rub your hands together, rub your face, and open your eye. God, time was running away from me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good one.